The Philadelphia 76ers arena situation has already gone through one of the more dramatic turns in recent NBA facility history. For years, the team pushed toward a new downtown arena at Market East, a project that would have moved the Sixers out of the South Philadelphia sports complex and into Center City. That plan became one of the biggest civic debates in Philadelphia, especially because of concerns around traffic, neighborhood impact, Chinatown, public process, and whether a basketball arena was really the right answer for Market East. But after all that debate, the story changed completely. Instead of leaving South Philadelphia, the 76ers are now part of a joint arena plan with Comcast Spectacor, the company tied to the Philadelphia Flyers and the existing arena site. Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment, which owns the 76ers, and Comcast Spectacor announced a 50-50 joint venture to build a new arena in the South Philadelphia sports complex, creating a future shared home for the 76ers, the Flyers, major concerts, special events, and eventually Philadelphia's incoming WNBA team. The announcement was made in January 2025, and at the time, the project was described as a new, state-of-the-art arena, slated to open in 2031, with the possibility of accelerating that date. For the Sixers, this is a major shift. The franchise still gets the modern arena it had been chasing, but without leaving the sports complex that Philadelphia fans have known for decades. For Comcast Spectacor, it keeps the city's two major indoor teams in the same district. And for Philadelphia, it avoids the immediate battle of placing a massive arena directly beside Chinatown, while still creating a new, long-term venue for basketball and hockey. The current home of the 76ers and Flyers is Xfinity Mobile Arena, formerly known as Wells Fargo Center. That building opened in 1996 as Core State Center, and over the years it has carried several names, including First Union Center, Wachovia Center, Wells Fargo Center, and now Xfinity Mobile Arena. The name change to Xfinity Mobile Arena took effect on September 1st, 2025, and the deal runs through the 2030-31 season. The Associated Press also noted that Comcast Spectacor had recently completed a $400 million renovation of the building. That part is important because this is not a case where the current building is falling apart. Xfinity Mobile Arena has been upgraded, refreshed, and kept relevant. But in modern arena terms, a building from 1996 is still operating from a different generation of design. The NBA and NHL venue business has changed heavily since then. New arenas are no longer just places to watch a game. They are expected to have stronger, premium spaces, better food and beverage programs, upgraded back-of-house areas, improved technology, more sponsor integration, faster circulation, flexible event setups, and surrounding entertainment districts that generate activity before and after games. That is the real reason this project matters. The new South Philadelphia Arena is not just a replacement building. It is part of a bigger attempt to reshape the entire sports complex into a more complete, year-round destination. The planned location is also symbolic. In April 2026, local reports identified the planned arena site as the southeast corner of Broad Street and Pattison Avenue, next to SEPTA's Broad Street line, in the area where the old Spectrum once stood. The Spectrum was one of Philadelphia's most famous indoor arenas, home to generations of Flyers and 76ers memories before it was demolished. Building the next arena near that footprint gives the project a direct connection to the city's sports history, while also keeping the Sixers and Flyers beside the existing stadium district. That district already includes Lincoln Financial Field, Citizens Bank Park, and the current Xfinity Mobile Arena. In other words, Philadelphia is not trying to invent a sports zone from scratch. South Philadelphia already is the sports zone. The new arena plan is more about modernizing that zone and making it function differently. The South Philadelphia sports complex has always had advantages. It has space, it has parking, it has transit access through the Broad Street line, it has decades of game day familiarity. Fans already understand the area, teams already know how to operate there. Police, traffic management, vendors, event staff, and surrounding businesses are used to the rhythms of Eagles games, Phillies games, Sixers games, Flyers games, concerts, and major events. But the complex also has long-standing issues. On big event days, traffic can be rough. The area can feel like a sea of parking lots rather than a true mixed-use neighborhood. Fans often arrive, park, attend the event, and leave. That model worked for decades, but the modern stadium business increasingly wants something more. Teams and owners want fans spending more time and more money around the venue. Cities want these districts to feel active beyond the few hours of a game. Developers want restaurants, bars, hotels, plazas, retail, entertainment, and public gathering spaces. That is the direction South Philadelphia is now moving toward. Comcast Spectacor has described the arena plan as part of a broader effort to create a major sports and entertainment district. In the January 2025 announcement, Comcast Spectacor chairman and CEO Dan Hilferty specifically connected the new arena to other development plans in the area, including efforts by Comcast Spectacor and the Phillies to create one of the country's top sports and entertainment districts. For the Sixers, this gives them something the Market East proposal also promised: a modern, team-driven venue with new revenue potential. But it comes through a very different political and geographic route. The abandoned Market East plan, known as 76 Place, would have placed the Sixers in Center City, near transit, restaurants, hotels, and downtown foot traffic. Supporters argued it could help revive a struggling retail district. Opponents argued it would put overwhelming pressure on Chinatown and surrounding neighborhoods, and that the team's impact studies did not fully answer the concerns of residents and businesses. The South Philadelphia pivot did not erase those debates, but it changed the immediate outcome. The Sixers stayed in the sports complex, while HBSE and Comcast also said they would work on Market East revitalization separately. The joint venture announcement included a commitment to invest in Market East as part of a separate 50-50 effort. That is a key distinction for the script. The Sixers are no longer building the arena at Market East. The new arena plan is in South Philadelphia. Market East is now tied to a separate revitalization effort, not the arena itself. The ownership structure is also central to the story. HBSE and Comcast Spectacor are not simply landlord and tenant in this arrangement. The two sides agreed to form a 50-50 joint venture for the new arena, with equal board representation and an HBSE representative serving as chair. Comcast will have the naming rights to the new venue. For years, the Sixers arena issue was partly about control. The team did not own the current building, and that limited what it could do financially and operationally compared with franchises that control their venues. The new joint venture gives the Sixers a deeper stake in the building while keeping Comcast Spectacor heavily involved. It is a compromise, but a very large one. The project also has a third major tenant in the long-term picture: Philadelphia's WNBA expansion team. In June 2025, the WNBA announced expansion to Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia, with Philadelphia scheduled to join the league in 2030. The league described the move as part of its expansion to 18 teams. That makes the arena more than just a Sixers and Flyers replacement. It is being planned around a future where Philadelphia has 3 major indoor professional teams connected to the same venue: NBA, NHL, and WNBA. That matters for scheduling, locker rooms, training spaces, broadcast infrastructure, fan amenities, team branding, and the year-round economics of the building. The arena's exact design details are still developing, but several important partners have already been reported. Sports Business Journal reported in February 2026 that Levy had been selected as the food and beverage provider for the new arena. That same report said the target was to break ground in 2027 and have the venue built and operating by 2030, when Philadelphia's WNBA franchise is supposed to begin play. It also reported that Populous and Moody Nolan were involved in the design process, while a Turner and AECom Hunt joint venture would handle construction. In older buildings, concessions could feel like something added into the structure after the fact. In newer arenas, food and beverage is part of the design from the beginning. Teams want local restaurants, premium clubs, grab-and-go markets, better bar spaces, faster payment systems, and stronger variety. Levy's early selection suggests the operators want the fan experience built into the arena's DNA, rather than patched in later. Sports Business Journal also quoted HBSE CEO Tad Brown, describing the goal as making the building unmistakably Philadelphia and unapologetically Philadelphia. The larger point is clear: the arena cannot feel like a generic NBA/NHL building dropped into South Philly. It has to reflect the city's food culture, sports edge, and local identity. That is where the project will eventually be judged. Philadelphia fans are not usually impressed by vague promises about luxury. They care about whether the building works. They care about sightlines, noise, access, prices, concessions, bathrooms, transit, parking, and whether the place actually feels like Philadelphia. The current arena has hosted Allen Iverson, Joel Embiid, Eric Lindros, major NCAA tournament games, concerts, and countless Flyers and Sixers moments. Replacing it is not just a construction decision, it is a cultural handoff. The new arena also enters a broader NBA trend. Across the league, teams are pushing for buildings that are more specialized, more profitable, and more connected to surrounding real estate. The Los Angeles Clippers built Intuit Dome as a basketball-first arena. The Oklahoma City Thunder are moving toward a new arena. The Washington Wizards and Capitals have gone through their own arena drama. The Spurs are pursuing a major downtown district concept in San Antonio. In that environment, the Sixers did not want to be locked into an older building forever, even one that had been renovated. But Philadelphia's version of the trend is unusual, because the team originally tried to leave its traditional sports district, won political approval for a Center City plan, then reversed course, and returned to a partnership with the same arena-side power structure it had been trying to move away from. That makes the new South Philadelphia Arena one of the more interesting arena projects in North America. It is not only about design. It is about leverage, politics, neighborhood identity, business control, and the future of a sports district that has shaped Philadelphia fandom for generations. There are still unanswered questions. Final capacity has not been publicly locked in across official sources. Full renderings and complete design details are still evolving. Construction timing has been reported with targets, but those targets can shift. The official January 2025 announcement said 2031 with potential acceleration, while later reporting has pointed to a 2030 target tied to the WNBA timeline. So the safest way to describe it is this. The project was originally announced as slated for 2031, but the working target has been moving toward having the building ready around 2030, if the schedule can be accelerated. The broad direction is clear, but the final version will depend on approvals, construction schedules, financing structure, district planning, and how the teams choose to balance NBA, NHL, WNBA, concerts, and public-facing development. Still, the big picture is now much clearer than it was during the Market East fight. The 76ers are staying in South Philadelphia. The Flyers are staying in South Philadelphia. Philadelphia's future WNBA team is expected to be part of the same arena future. The old idea of moving the Sixers downtown is no longer the arena plan. The next era is being built back in the sports complex. For fans, that means the familiar game day geography remains. Broad Street, Pattison Avenue, the subway stop, the parking lots, the cluster of stadiums, the long history of Philadelphia sports packed into one area. But the building itself is expected to change dramatically. The current Xfinity Mobile Arena represents the mid-1990s generation of multi-purpose indoor venues. The new South Philadelphia Arena is being planned for the 2030s. It has to be technologically current when it opens, not just upgraded later. It has to fit into a district that is supposed to be more active than a parking lot zone. And it has to satisfy one of the most demanding fan bases in American sports. The project also gives Philadelphia a chance to connect its past and future in the same place. The Spectrum once stood near the planned site. The current arena replaced that older era in the 1990s. Now a new building is being lined up to replace the current one, while bringing the Sixers, Flyers, and a WNBA franchise into the next chapter. For the 76ers, it means a new home without leaving the city's traditional stadium core. For the Flyers, it keeps their future tied to the same district that has defined the franchise for decades. For the WNBA, it gives Philadelphia's new team a planned place in the city's biggest sports infrastructure project. And for South Philadelphia, it means the sports complex is not just being preserved, it is being repositioned for another generation. The final building still has to be designed, approved, built, and opened. But the direction is now set. The next home of the Philadelphia 76ers is planned for South Philadelphia, beside the city's existing sports landmarks, on ground tied to the old Spectrum, and inside a district that Philadelphia's teams want to turn into something much larger than a place fans visit only on game night.
And that's our video today on the Philadelphia 76ers. Let me know your thoughts and feedback down below, and we'll see you next time on TFC Stadiums. Ciao.